I'm Ethan Clarkson, and right now I'm 18 years old, and I go to Clarkson High School in 12th grade. I plan to go to college. Right now I will be attending Michigan State University, and kind of going in undecided right now. I'm planning on studying business, maybe with Chinese language. I think one of the biggest problems that I see today in the high school setting is kids are trying too hard to fit into groups they feel like they don't belong to in the first place. I think what it's called is, what I like to think of it as, is identity. And I think a lot of kids are trying so hard to fit into many places where they don't identify themselves with. I think that a lot of kids, including myself, we try to change ourselves to fit into different places, and I think just one of the biggest problems is kids really can't discover who they really are because they're always hanging out with the wrong people who really don't represent them. Well, I moved to Clarkson High School my sophomore year, came from Bangkok, Thailand, so it was a little bit of a culture shock. And when I moved to Clarkson High School, I had trouble at first trying to find where I found my identity with, like who I found my identity with. And it was hard to find where I fit in exactly. So I started to change myself into sort of someone who I wasn't back in Thailand or even back when I lived in the States, to try to fit into groups. And I think that it kind of made me more sad most of the time because I knew I wasn't being myself most of the time. A lot of it was just a lot of cultural differences. Like, a lot of people worry about different concrete things in Thailand that people in America really don't find any need to worry for. For example, obviously a few people in Thailand, a lot more than I'd say where we live right now, worried about food and stuff. And I saw that every day, versus here in America, we worry about a lot of different stuff, kind of like, who's going to win the next football game or how the Detroit Tigers are going to do this year. So it was just hard to put myself back into that kind of American culture as I saw it. Well, I think first of all, and this is pretty cliche, but I'd like to thank my parents because they kind of pushed me to sign up for things starting my junior year that at first I was really against signing up for. One of them was student council, which was called leadership here at the high school, and I really got to connect with a lot of the kids there. I was involved with a little bit of that when I was overseas, so I really got to connect with them there, and I got to be myself in leadership, which I really found refreshing. I also joined NHS, which was cool because I got to do a lot of service through NHS, a lot of service which I had experienced in Thailand, so it was cool to reconnect with that. So those two activities, as well as it could be doing basketball on the weekends, which I would do because I played back in Thailand, it just helped me to reconnect myself with my identity and put me in groups of people that have the same interests as me, so I wasn't going towards groups that really don't. I think my biggest message would be just to make sure you find the groups of people that really connect with you and who understand you. Also, it's really important to find people that build you up and keep you going, just a group of people that kind of help you push you towards larger things and bigger goals. I think it's really important to have friends like that. I'd first start with joining groups that help you achieve that, just things you're interested in or things you've always liked to do. It doesn't have to be in your high school. You can go out in the community. There's always something, always like an event, a group, meetings, something where people just meet together with same interests, and just being connected with your community around you in your high school, I think it's really important. Keep your good friends close, the friends you relate with, and the people who you really enjoy being around. And I think sometimes you can kind of trick yourself into saying, well, it's this group of people, but it's really not. That's why I wanted to say to keep your identity closer, because just always remember who you are in the end, and you'll know if you're not with the right people. Fitting in isn't so important as much as being who you are and true to yourself, and finding the type of people that relate to you and people that make you happy in the end and build you up.